Alright, this is the last video for week 4 to prepare for week 4. So hopefully you'll enjoy our explanation of the TED Talk you just watched. Just to summarize what we've been doing in the last couple of weeks, and it's connected, yes, to our tip number 4, which is thinking deeply about your topic. Through flip learning and in class, you saw that we recommend you to take time to think. With the Johnson family video, you saw that we believe that you can think deeply about your topic by thinking outside the box. And the last part number 3, is again thinking deeply about your topic by thinking within the limits of the box.
Hope you were confused, because remember, that's a great way to think, is accept confusion and accept not knowing. So next we're going to talk a little bit about Phil Hansen's video, Embrace the Shake. So in art school, Phil Hansen developed a shake. He talked about that, and for him, how that was the destruction of a dream, which for him was to become an artist. So he talked about how the shake happened, how he was focusing on making very fine points and using those in art. And after that, how he had left art school and stepped away from art, but realized he was sad to be away from it. So he did go back to a neurologist who is which is a doctor of the mind. And the doctor actually said to him, "You're going to have this shake. We can't get rid of it, so why don't you embrace the shake?" And that's what he did. He embraced the shake, and he used the fact that he had the shake to develop new kinds of art and find different approaches to making these images that he called fragment images. And what he discovered was that embracing a limitation could actually drive creativity. And we believe strongly in this. In fact, limitations help us, force us to be creative.
So yes, he embraced the shake and started making new art and graduated from school. And then he got a real job. And up until now, he tells us that he actually had no real tools or real supplies, right? He didn't even have a pair of scissors. With the job, he got money, and with that money, he bought tons of supplies, right? So a lot of supplies. And his goal was to create something completely outside the box. So for us, it's a nice connection with the Johnson family's video, right? So he had all these supplies and wanted to be different. But the result was that he was creatively blank, meaning he couldn't come up with any idea for his art. And he explains that he thinks what happened is that he was paralyzed by all the choices, because he was not used to this, right? Before, he had very limited tools, very limited supplies, so he had to work with limitation, not just from the shake, but also from the tools and the supplies. Whereas now, with all these supplies, he just couldn't do it. So he decided to go back inside the box, meaning go back into the limitations. And the question for him at this point was that, could you become more creative by looking for limitations? And as you saw when you watched the TED Talk, my answer would be yes, definitely. He created some absolutely amazing pieces of art by forcing himself into limits.
And as he explains, for him, the ultimate limitation actually became the ultimate liberation, or freedom. So the ultimate liberation, or freedom, was learning to let go of outcomes, failures, and imperfections, because all of those pressures and expectations kept him from that constant state of creation, which you can do if you let go of those other things. Now, not embracing the shake would have meant quitting giving up on his dream. Instead, learning to create with limitations, he believes, is the best hope to transform ourselves and our world. So, we wish you a very creative week.
See you soon.